Okay, so I have been asked to do a tutorial about how I set up my PNGTuber. I will go over most of it. So first off, there is a very important tool that needs downloaded. So you look up FlatTuber, and it's in OBS Studio, right here, this one. Click it, you click go to download, and you click download installer. So install, there you go, you click that, you do your install. That's all you need to do for that. It will show up in your tools, like in manager, right here. As long as that's there, it means it installed correctly. Have that checked, and then that's it. Now, you will go here. See, I have all this stuff here. So right click, add source, find Tuber avatar, and call it avatar normal. Now, since I'm doing a tutorial, I'm gonna add that. And you know, there's of course all these that are existing because I've already made them. There you go. Now it's made. And of course that one's talking, this one's not. But that might also be because the audio source is not set correctly. You need to set the audio source to mic, and now look at it. Now it detects my mic, and now it's moving. You can also change the mouse speed. You want to talk faster, you change it to the left. You want to talk slower, you change it to the right. So you gotta have your medium, you know? Now, least delay is like how fast it stops talking. You release. Probably I should change mine down to like this. I don't like when I'm talking and then it just goes on forever. Anyways, the activation threshold, so if you don't want it talking whenever you're making a little noise, you can turn this up or down. Work through all that. Now, choose where your avatars are, where you want them to go. Here, mine are in PNGTuber. SCT, I made this folder to put all my images in, and then avatar, and then click select folder. Then you browse for your idle image. The idle image is, like, for example, I made all these folders. These have all my crying images that I made. All my dancing, nope, sorry. Dance images, I haven't used those. All my happy, excited images. Now just all my different images. Let's just do the normal one. Here's a normal one, and I named them so that I would recognize them. You do not have to name them a specific name. Anything. Just whatever you'll recognize. So I want the idle one for the idle image. Click open. You'll see how it changes between that, and that's because all these other images are wrong. So let me clear out these other images. There you go. Now only hers left. So now blink, optional image. I do have a blink one. We'll add that, and that should blink. Look at that. Idle images. I do have an idle image that I made. That is just a random action to make you more realistic. I have I'll show my other idle images in a second. This one is just looking in the direction. Oh, see down there? She turned. Maybe. There she goes. So, when you're talking, it won't do it, of course, but if you're sitting there, it's just something that lets people know, hey, you're still here. This one is where your mouth is the widest open. Mine is actually called Toxie. I named them all wrong. Now, when I talk, it is super wide mouth. Now, that is a very basic talk. I also have the half mouth. And so now I have 2 talking frames. But I also want more blinking so it's more natural when I'm talking. So I made a talking frame with blinking. Now when I'm talking, sometimes she'll blink randomly just like most people do. The blinking frames are just my normal frame, but with the eyes closed. That's it. That's the only difference. Like the blink for my idle image is just same idle image, but the eyes closed. The blink for this frame is this image, but with the eyes closed. Now, this round O one, kind of like when you're talking, your mouth kind of makes an O shape sometimes. I use it for my smallest mouth frame. I guess it just depends on really what you're looking for. So now I have 3 images. I have a small mouth, a big mouth, and then the one in between and then the one in between with the blink frame. Now, you can change your blink duration. So you blink more, blink less. The idle action timings, I left this the way it was, pretty much. Maybe I did raise the duration up, how long it lasts. But also you have your effects down here. I chose a little shake for her with higher speed, real low strength. Now, actually she has a bounce. Not the same one. This is a shake, that's a bounce. So let's load up the ones I've actually created and we can talk about those. Here is the one I've actually created. And now she changed to a bounce. And she's all the same stuff I just showed you. How about we change to angry? And now she's angry. I gave her a little more bounce, but a little bit slower. And she just has an idle image. I did not give her a blinking image because, when I'm angry, I don't really blink. I just give death stares. So, uh, she has the idle action image. It's just the same, look up to the left. It's the same image I use for my normal avatar. And then the wide mouth for angry, half mouth for angry. I did not do a small mouth for angry because when I'm angry, I'm loud. So I didn't have a small mouth. Now there's all that. You can also change the amount, like maybe I want her to talk really fast when she's angry, and then, oh yeah, now I'm really doing, or something like that. Oh no, just different stuff. So then the action duration, I did change that over to look up a little bit. The balance, I changed that, like I said. So let's go to some that have a different idle action, like crying. Crying has a different idle action. Right here, that was my idle action. It's just rubbing my eyes because I'm crying. And I changed the idle action to where it lasts a lot longer. The delay is also further out, but there is a bigger delay for more randomness on when it occurs. Just looks more natural. I gave her a shake because, she's crying. See, I have other ones that have a shake as well, like the scared. But it is far, whoops, but it is far more intense, a shake. And yes, it's way more shake, like the speed. Same could teach a little bit more too. Same thing with like how my normal has a bounce. Well, my excited or happy has a lot more bounce. Because, I'm super excited. And I think this one I did not have a small mouth frame either. Yeah, because when I'm excited, I talk loud. So, you see how this is way up there for the strength and the speed of that bounce. And then, the same thing that goes with the thinking one. It is a very small, subtle bounce. Like they turn way down because, I'm just thinking. And then like I said, sometimes I didn't have a round old mouth for that one either. You don't always need to fill all of these out. You just do whatever is best for you. My idle action image on Happy was also different. I did that. That's my idle action image, was her fist pump in the air. And so that worked out really well for me. So I have 6 different avatars that I made. Now all the avatars are from, the different folders, but the creation. Okay, see, I didn't create those folders. I created these folders to put my images in, and then whenever I set up all my images in here, whenever you press the OK button, it makes a new avatar for you. And it puts it in here. And these folders are what OBS has made based on the images you chose. So remember that. And so then anytime that you load up a new thing like this, you cannot copy and paste this, or it will change all of your avatars to match the single one. And you don't want that. You always have to go in here and add another tuber source, give it another name. And then you have to go to browse and you have to click on that folder that they're in order to see them appear in the available avatars. And so I said that woman's angry, that's fine, okay. And then now, what you have to make sure you remember to click load the avatar after you create them. But if you haven't created avatars, then you have to go down here and first create them, click OK, save them. What I like to do is create my first one, click OK, save it, and then I'll come and browse this, load that one for the new avatar, and then go down here and click them because it's easier to find the folders from the previous one. And I use some of the same idle actions and stuff from the previous one. So you want to do that. And after you do that, you are going to have all of your avatars. This. And then what you want to do is you want to click each avatar and right click and click excellent. Like I said, I click this. Say these 4. There's group selected items. I cannot do that with this because they are already grouped. But, I click all my avatars, right click. See, I don't have the group option because they're already grouped. That's why I showed you what it looks like. It'll be right around here when you right click. Then when you group them, you name it something like I named mine PNG avatar. The reason that you want to do this is so that you can easily find it whenever you go to Streamer.bot to set up your settings. Let me close this down. Let me close this down. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Now, so you have all these in a group. Turn them all off. Now, whenever you put them on here, you're going to want to turn one on. And this way, line it up. Because see how that one's there? You want to line them up together perfectly. So that when you switch between the avatars, no, it's not changing like this one. You want to line up your scared one. You want to line them all up. That way it doesn't change too drastically. And like, because, when you switch between avatars, you don't want, like, your avatar here and then all of a sudden your avatar here. Unless you do. That's up to you. Totally up to you. I just prefer to change like I'm changing in my current state where I am, if that makes sense. Now, I also have a sleeping video. That is literally just me sleeping. I use it to be funny sometimes, like I'm bored or waiting. I have other videos that put on here. These are all also controlled by a streamer bot, and I had to put them in the PNG avatar folder in order to do that. Now, when you put a video in here, you can't just right-click, add source, media, all that stuff. It does not work right. I do not know why, but I actually had to go my videos, drag them in, and then once you drag them in, you click on them and drag them into PNG avatar, and you double-click it. Sleeping video is looped because I manually turned that off and on myself. Dancing ones are not looped. Otherwise, they just play over and over and over and they'd never stop. So you want the loop to be turned off on your dancing videos, unless you have a different way to set it up. Again, that is totally up to you. Now, have all of our videos that we wanted. We have 4 videos, and we have the sleeping avatar, which is, even though it's a video, I put it down there because it's just part of my avatar collection. And then we also have all the avatars set up. And you want to turn all those off. There you go. Now I have my little watermark that's barely visible down there. I have all kinds of stuff in here. But this is the big one that we're working on today. Now, once you're done with all that and you've set up all your avatars in here that you want to use, if you need help making PNG avatars, I know ThumbstickSmasher does a really good job on making them. I have never personally made them for anyone. I suppose I could try. I'm not, ThumbstickSmasher has actually taken on commissions and she's made them really well. And so if you type in ThumbstickSmasher, all one name, some of you probably know her. Actually make PNG avatars for you. Now, if you know how to do that yourself, that's great. One of the things I will say, that your avatars, all of these frames I go into GIMP and I find my, my base avatar, which is actually not this one. It is the normal one. So, very first base avatar. And then I break that as the first one I put in there in GIMP. Let me see if my project that I last worked on is open. I can kind of show you real quick. This is more advanced stuff. Not everybody is going to get this one. But, I'll just try to be real quick. I don't really want to teach this. Idle, drop it in. And then, let's see the next one. Blink, drop it in. And the next one, talk, drop it in. So then you can go over here and change these so you can see. And then you can move these around. Like, I am on the wrong one. Control Z is your friend. It undoes everything. It undoes everything if you mess up. So see, really want to get this lined up perfect. I mean, I had to, do all kinds of zooming in and really, really get it lined up perfect. And then once it's lined up perfect, now you do the next one. You turn that one off, do the next one, line it up perfect. Oops, see, I moved the wrong one. You gotta make sure you click on the wrong one over here. Not the right one. Sorry, you got to make sure you click on the right one over here. Then line it up perfect again, which, as you can see, I'm doing a terrible job because I'm trying to be quick. But then when you got them lined up, already have, you click all of these. Click, 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 highlight, right click, and you click layers to image size. That will cut out all of the extra stuff hanging out of this image and crop it down to just the perfect size because they all have to be the same size image in order for it to transition between the frames properly. Once you do that, then you can turn off visibility for all of them except the one you want. File, export. Saving will do nothing for you. Export as, and then you name it, put it where you want. You export. No, I don't really want to do that. And then it'll pop up how you want to export it. Most of the settings should already be correct. And then you just hit export. Now you have that one image saved. You got to do this for the other one now. Turn that one off, turn the next image on, save it. I like to take all 6 images, or 7 or 8, or however many I have, in this one avatar, and then save them all, and then delete all of them except the idle. And once I delete all of these except the idle, it's delete layers, then you can turn idle on so you can see it again. Then you can move to your next one. Like, oh yeah, and look left and right. That was also part of my normal avatar, so I threw this in there with those. And now you can move on to the next one, like, here. I had all these, but I only used these 3. So first, you drop in talk idle. Now it's already out of frame. You drop in this one, then you can drop in this one. There's my frames. You see how it's changing? Now, it looks like they're all pretty close together, so I'm just gonna try to, yeah. Now let's see. Look at that. See, so I've already fixed all these. These are all my frames. Then you want to remember, you want to click them all. Right click. Layer the image size so it crops out all the exterior and makes this exactly the same image size so they transition smoothly. Then you want to turn off, and file export that one. Turn off, file export that one. And turn off, file export that one. And this is how you can have, your thingy, your avatars. So even if you commission somebody to make you the images and they don't do this, you will have to do this. Most people will send you the image with the correct sizes, but this is just a advanced help, just in case they did not do it right. I'm not really going to get into it any more than that. After you do that, that is when you go in here, and then you can put those images you made all together in here like I've already showed you, and and set up each avatar. So that is how you set up an avatar with FloodTuber. And so we've got the avatars all set up with FloodTuber. Now, like that was in here. So then we hop on over to Streamer.bot. Streamer.bot is the next critically important thing. First thing that you need to do, go down to Stream App, OBS Studio. Let me expand this. Then right click, add. I just named mine OBS, as you can see. All of these settings should already be correct. You turn on auto connect and then auto reconnect on disconnect. Change this, but I left it all the same, then hit OK. Now, I also had to go and force this to start the first time. I'd never had an issue with it since. And then once that's connected, like you can see, I'm recording, but yours should say not recording, not streaming, and all that. Also should go to Twitch, sign in to both the broadcaster account and the bot account. The same for YouTube, broadcaster account and the bot account, kick and all that, whatever you want. Because those will also help you with the actions you choose to set up later. Like you can see here, I am signed into quite a bit. So, right here. So anyways, actions. Here is the big actions. This is the only window we'll really be participating in today. This is let me. I got a message somewhere. It's weird. Okay. So this here is Yes, I could. This is why I told you about signing into Twitch. You can set up your 3-minute ad warning. Your ad started. But what we're working on today is for these avatars we set up. You want to go into here and right-click, click Add, put in your name. Like you can see, I typed in Avatar Sleep, Avatar Angry, Avatar Cheer. You type in all these names. I started grouping them because, they're just so long now. I just call this My Actions. You don't have to put them in a group. I did. Then you hit OK. That's all you change. You just hit OK. Now, then you can double click on it if you need to change anything. Now you click, say Avatar Sleep. I have voice control, don't worry about that. I have testing, I just That was when I first started. I was just doing some testing. The one that's important is this right here. Matter of fact, I will just delete these so that it doesn't bother you guys. There we go. This is what you need right here. So we gotta right click, add, or, and then you're gonna want inputs, key press. Then it'll look like this. And like you see shift up Control Z. So you have to hold it down like, that shift up Control Z, then press capture. Like I'll show you capture, because I wasn't even pressing Z. So now it changed it to that, but I'm gonna change it back. Shift up Control Z, capture. Save that, press OK. And now that is my hotkey for sleeping avatar, which I probably already changed it because I was pressing it. Yeah, it did. So, and like down here, you can see that my normal avatar, Shift, Alt, Control, N, so let me press that. And now I should be normal. Yes, I am. Okay, so, back to this. After you do that, you want to go down here, you want to click Add, OBS Studio, Sources, and you want to go to Hide Groups Sources. And then you will go to your OBS. You don't have to. You can leave it on default. I like to make sure it's actually clicked on my OBS, which is why you had to connect it, because if you didn't connect it, you're not connecting this to anything. So you need to connect your OBS first. Then you go to your scene that your avatars are in, which is gameplay for me. And then your group, PNG avatar. And you hit OK. I already did that. That's what this is. And as I said, it was in gameplay. This is the group, PNG avatar. And and then this is the sleeping avatar. So after I hide all at sources, which what that means is it's going to turn the eye off on all of these, so none of these are seen at all. Just like this. And then you go over here and you add OBS Studio back to sources again. The very bottom one, set source visibility state. Again, same thing. Set up our gameplay and PNG avatar. Wait, no, that's not right. Which one was this? Sleep. Then you would set. Oh, I already have it selected, so it's not going to let me select it again. Let's say normal. I already have sleep selected, so it's not showing up for me. You can't do it twice, in a row. Maybe it did. Maybe that just didn't suit. Maybe I'm blind today. Oh, oh, maybe it's a video. Yeah, right there. There it is. Okay, so you can see. Okay. Then you click OK. Then that makes that one. That's all you have to do. Now your sleep avatar is tied into Shift Alt Control Z. Now a quick way to do the rest of them is to click on this, right click, click duplicate. Now you have a copy of that, right? You click in there and you change this. To angry. I'm putting tutorial because I already have angry. That's all you do. You just change the title on that. And now, then you change this to Shift Alt Control A, capture TV, blah, 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 okay. Then you do not touch this. This stays the same. You just change the second one. Instead of sleep, change it to angry. There you go. Now, you have your angry avatar. I'm gonna delete this because I already have an angry avatar. But now, you have sleep, then you have angry, then you have this. You can go through all these so fast doing that. And then you copy one of these. If you have a dance video or any videos that you want to put in regularly, copy one of these and put it in there. This is where you have to change things a little bit. The only thing up here, once again, change it like my dance videos are Shift Alt Control 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let me turn back on my avatar with Shift Alt Control in. Now it should be on, even though I'm not looking at it. I'm sure it is because my hotkeys work. So, anyways, Shift Alt Control 1. You leave this the same. Once again, because you know you copied it from your previous one. Leave that the same. This one, you double click it, and instead of whatever it was, you change it down to your dance video, or whatever kind of video you're playing, click OK. Then my videos are 6 seconds long. So milliseconds are in 1,000th of a second. So 6 seconds is 6,000 milliseconds. I chose 8,000 millisecond delay, so I had a little buffer. Because I don't want the video to play, and then I have to click a different avatar again. So what I did was I made the dance play, and I added a delay, and then I copied this, right click, copy sub action, and then paste, right click, paste sub action for that, because that's the same as that. So this, make sure that this video gets turned off, because even when the video's done playing, and even when the video's done playing in here, this little eye stays open, so then that video will not play right if you click it again. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. It just depends. I like to clean it up and make sure it works right every time. So this one, I copied this and I pasted it down here. Or better yet, because all of my videos, even if I'm acting scared, happy, sad, anything, I play a video, I have it go back to normal. I right click, copied this, went back to my dance, pasted it. So now I have my avatar normal state. It plays after every video. I'll show you what I mean. Like, here is my dance spin. Shift Alt Control 4 is what the hotkey is set for. So, Shift Alt Control. Wait, first I'm gonna make me scared. Look at that, I'm so terrified. OMG, they're coming for me. Now look. And then it's back to my normal avatar. Then, if you still want to be scared, you can always just change it back to scared. If you want to be happy, you can just change it back to happy. So, that is all you need to do to set up these. There's 2 ways to do it. This is just your avatars. This is for any videos that you want to put in. Your video is 3 minutes long. That would be 60 seconds per minute, which is 60,000 milliseconds. So 60 times 3 for 3 minutes is 180. So that'd be 187 180,000 milliseconds. You might add another 1,000 or 2 milliseconds for that has 1 or 2 seconds, Give your video a buffer time. And then after that delay, you do all this again. In order for your videos to work with the hide groups resources thing, your videos have to be in that group. Otherwise, I suppose you could always make another group just for your videos. And then you just have to change this to say, hide videos group. And then set source visibility for, that normal avatar again. Pretty straightforward. That's all you need to do for these. So, I even got avatar off. Avatar off, basically one of these, but it's just one of these without this line. It is just, hide this because it just hides everything. Here, let me show you. There, avatar's off. Now I'll bring it back with this. See, I have avatar off, shift off, control X. You don't have to name them what I named them. I simply named them, but it was so easy for me to remember. Like text. Okay, text avatar. N for normal. H for happy. T for thinking. S for scared. Z for sleeping. C for crying. A for angry. I think those are the ones I did. These ones are 1, 2, 3, 4. And then now I'll show you these ones. These are the other things I did. OBS start and stop are pretty simple. Same thing. You want to put a hotkey in with your core inputs, which you can always just come back here, right click on this, copy it, go down here, paste it, and then double click it to change it. So you don't have to do the whole, ad looking for it and all that stuff. Then down here, you're going to want to go to add OBS Studio streaming. If you're on the start one, you want to put start. You want to put your connection as OBS. Click OK. Then you copy this, duplicate it, and you double click it, change it from start to stop instead. And then you double click this and then change this from start to stop. And now you have hotkeys. I set mine for Shift Alt Control F12 and Shift Alt Control F11 so that F12 starts my streaming, F11 stops my streaming. Reason I do this is so that I don't have to get off my game. Anything. I can control everything right here. Now, did I put it as those because the very rare combination that I don't think there would ever be any reason to press those keys during a game, so I don't have to worry about accidentally stopping or starting a stream or whatever. Actually, that's why I use Shift Alt Control, is because you will very rarely find that combination with other keys. Because most computers come with hotkeys set up, and a lot of games have hotkeys set up. So this is a way to avoid those hotkeys. Now, the scene ending, scene gameplay, scene intermission, scene cutting scene, these are my scenes. Whatever your scenes are, just make new ones for your scene. You actually only need to make the first one, and then you can duplicate it, and then change the stuff you need to. So what this is, once again, the hotkeys. Then go down here, go to Add, OBS Studio, Scenes, or sorry, set active scene, and then you know, whatever you're changing, ending animation gameplay budget, so ending, and then hit OK. Now you can, when you press, I have mine set up to, I try to set them in order. So this is F5, this is F4, this is F6, or, sorry, F5, F6, F7, and F8. The reason I do that is because I can remember them well. So I know that starting soon is the first one, so F5. I know that my game is the second one, F6. I know that my break screen for intermission is F7, which is right after the game. And I know when I'm ready to end the stream, it is the last one, F8. So I can switch between F7 and F6 as many times as I need to take a break. And then I don't have to get off of my game and make it look all weird, audio cutting out, pressing keys, maybe accidentally shutting the game down and screwing things up. I've done that so many times. Just trying to take a break. Just press a hotkey. F7. Wow, you're not taking a break instantly. So once you get that set up, then you can duplicate that, double click this, change it from ending to gameplay. Over here, change this from ending to gameplay. Then do the same for your intermission, your starting screen, or whatever your scenes are called. You do whatever is best for you, and you set up the hotkeys however it is best for you. All about what you're comfortable with and what helps you. As you can see, I can quickly change between my scenes, like, hey, I'm ready to start a game. Alright, now I'm ready to actually get into the game. I don't actually have my mic on the starting screen or the intermission or the ending screens. I actually like it like that because I don't want people hearing me on break because, maybe I'm talking about some personal stuff. I don't know, maybe somebody's dying and I really don't want anybody to, hear me freaking out. I don't know. So it doesn't really matter because intermission is my time. And starting is also my time, and ending is my time. If you want to turn on your mic on the ending, maybe you want to talk to them with the ending screen, I should probably do that. Usually, I say what I need to say in the gameplay before turning on ending. So, here's my intermission and also my ending. Let's see. Actually, this is a very good lesson. Got to remember what your cues are because I totally just botched that. I know where my keys are. I just told you guys. There it is. And so those are my intermission and ending screens. You can find great resources online for royalty-free music. And, I make my videos for the starting scene, intermission, and ending scene. I do use AI. Of course, while I'm not a video producer, I'm not going to reinvent the wheel and spend, hundreds of hours producing a video just for this. So yes, I do use AI to make my screens. I try to keep it very consistent, and then I add royalty-free music. And if anybody wants to know, I will credit the music songs that I use. Anyways, moving on. So, as you can see, I've got all this set up. For you to start and stop streaming with the hotkeys I set up, you do need to go over, make sure you have sync start with OBS, stop with OBS turned on, because then these will start and stop with your streaming. I only stream to Twitch right now because Facebook throttles your bitrate down under 4,000, so I've stopped streaming with them. And Kick, I don't really do much activities except spammers, so I stopped streaming with them. So I've just focused on Twitch, and then my main, of course, is YouTube. And this is using the OBS multi-RTMP plugin. This is the vertical canvas plugin. I actually have this set up with hotkeys. I can do that in a different video if you guys want to learn about this. This is for screenshotting upright videos or moments. I think I have it set up to screenshot up to 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute and 58 seconds. I can't remember. But for maybe it's even 30 seconds. You can set it up for however you want. For TikTok and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. So that's what I've got this set up for. This isn't what really comes with OBS. This is also a plugin. And I just I don't even have the scenes and sources for this open because I set up the scenes and sources to match my current scenes and sources. So anytime this changes, this follows. That's a whole nother ball game. I mean, if anybody's interested in that, I can show them how to set it up. I don't really use it much because I have Eclipse, and I usually just let Eclipse take care of everything. So that is everything you need to know about the hotkeys and PNG avatar setups with Streamer.bot, which is a really cool program. I pretty much just use this. You guys want to know, I mean, I can go over the ad warning real quick. All you gotta do for ad warning is create a new action, name it, whatever, 3-minute ad warning, add, which, ads, upcoming ad. Then once you do that, you go down here, type in ad, which, chat, send announcement to channel. I like to make mine orange, bot account, fall back to broadcaster, and then just copy and paste like I tell ChatGPT that I want a warning sign with ad break in 3 minutes. So this sign is actually yellow. It doesn't really show up in here. Then I copy and paste it in. The same thing with this. This, whoops, I did it there. Same thing with this. This is a green circle for a green light. Ads have ended. So ChatGPT gives me that so I don't have to mess with the color coding. Now, so once you set up, that's how you set up this. The ad started, you have to go to add, which, ads, ad run. This is when ad is running on your Twitch. Then, you put your message for when it starts. Ads are starting right now. Be right back. You can do whatever you want. Hey, off the ad village. Hey, the ads have crashed into my stream. Whatever you want. Then, my ads are 3 minutes long on Twitch. So 3 minutes is 180,000 milliseconds. So I put that exact delay. And then right at the end of my ads, this is the message that pops up. So you have your before ads message, your ads, the new message. You can put pads crashing into my stream, and then afterwards you can be like, we have evicted the ads. I don't know. Do whatever you want. Be silly about it. It's your stream. So that's a quick rundown of how to set up your ad warnings. If you're interested in that, I wasn't really planning on going over that, but it was just something quick and simple to explain. There is so much more you can do with Streamer.bot than what I have went over, but this is just basics that I'm currently using it for. But without Twitch being signed in on both of these, you will not be able to do this. It will not send it. Now, I send them as announcements because it's more professional than sending them as a message. So, you right-click, add, Twitch, that, send announcement. You can send it as a message, but I like to send it as an announcement. This is also a way for you to send automated messages for people that are coming in the chat for the first time. There's all kinds of stuff you can do on here. If anybody wants more tutorials, they're out there, or you can ask me to make one. Actually, the first tutorial I've really done on this kind of stuff. So if you guys liked it, give me a follow and share, or if you feel like it. So this is how I set this up. And then this, is all my avatars. I can now quickly change between all of them. You don't have to put it down there. Set it up however you want. You can move them around. I actually have hotkeys to move mine around, which they're not set up for this size of a screen. I changed it to this size to show you guys this tutorial. But my hotkeys set up properly, they do stuff like this, where now I'm on the left side and it mirrors what it was on the right side. So instead of, like, when she's over here, she looks up towards this way. Well, now that she's over here, she's gonna look up towards this way because flipped, I flipped it. That makes sense. But at the back, this right here is my dancing videos, and that's why it looks so big, because including the sides of my dance videos. But anyways, I did not go over the hotkeys to move this quickly, because that is actually something I hard-coded in. Is actually code, and it would take me much longer to explain. And the code is also Windows size specific. Right now, I am recording this on an HD size. There's also, my TV is 4K, but I've lowered this resolution down to HD. But what this is set up for, like the auto flip, is actually set up for 720. I could rewrite the code for 1080 or 1440 or 4K if enough people really had an interest in that for me to do that. I could always rewrite the code. And I could also do a tutorial on that. It's just these four things which allowed me to move my avatar with hotkeys. The only reason that matters is because when you're playing a game, sometimes there's important menus here, and you need to move yourself out of the way, and you don't want to come in here and mess with this. So what my hotkeys do is they take it, and they're like, oh, hey, I'm going to put you over here, so now you can see your menu here. Or hey, I'm going to put you over here, and instead of, instead of being this way, should be over here and should be mirrored. Or hey, maybe there's something here that's gonna block, so it'll put it here. those are my 4 positions that I personally set up to make sure I can always move myself out of the way of important stuff so that people can see better. But that is a lot more in depth, and I would have to do a different video on that, and it's not super important to most people. They prefer to just keep it in one place, and that's fine. That was just something that I worked overtime for myself on. So, if you really like this video, just give me a shout out and share, and thank you for watching. I sure hope this helps anybody out there that's looking up to set up their PNGTuber for the first time.